Right, we're going to look at algebra, expressions and equations. And in this first video, I'll cover language of algebra, evaluating expressions and algebraic expressions. And then in a second video, we'll do linear equations, x squared equals k, and forming equations. This is chapter 3 in the Hayes books for 0607 IGCSE. Anyway, language of algebra, let's crack on. Numerals and variables. Numerals, they're just numbers, so things like 3, 4, 5, could also be fractions, but basically numbers on their own. Variables, that's when we have letters to represent unknown numbers, so they can change. It could be things, so x, obviously, any letters that we put in there, they are things that can vary, they can change. We don't know them yet, they are unknown. Then expressions and equations. Well, expressions could be something like 3x plus 5y. Equations are things like 3x plus 7 equals 4. The key to this is that equations equal, they have an equals. Expressions are just a collection of terms, and that brings us on to terms. Terms are just the parts of an expression or an equation. So this expression here has two terms. 3x is a term, 5y is a term. They're just the parts of an equation or an expression. Like terms, well, this is when certain terms can be collected together. So in this example here, 4x and 3x, I could actually simplify that and make that 7x plus 5 plus y. So like terms are ones that could be collected together or simplified. In this second example over here, the like terms here are the n squared and the 3n squared. Important to note that 4n is not a like term with n squared and 3n squared. So the only things here that are the same are the two n squareds. You've got to have the same variable to make it a like term. So this one could simplify to 4n squared plus 4n plus 2, because we can join this and this together. So like terms are ones that have the same variable, basically. Constant terms, well, that's just the thing that doesn't change. It doesn't matter what I do to n. If n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it doesn't matter. I'm still just going to add 4. It's constant. It's always 4. It doesn't change. So it's constant term. We're talking about the number that doesn't change no matter what happens with the variable. This here, coefficient, useful one to know. It's basically the number in front of a letter is one way to think of it. So for example, in this example above, the coefficient of n, is 3.